one to save the day.
Welcome to Mighty House. This is a radio show for people with problems, home improvement problems, that is, and for people who want common sense guidance on how to build green and live a more sustainable lifestyle. Send an email or call into the show. The Mighty House crew is on the job. This is Mighty House.
All right, we're back again. We're having some fun today. You know, and
Happy Friday.
Friday, yes, that's true. Happy Friday. Sonar's been having problems, so, you know, we've just been visiting now for what? I don't know, 25 minutes or so. We're getting to know this guy right here that's on the TV. So he's popular. He's on a TV show and stuff, you know, so that's why we brought him in here, and we just put him on a TV because he's comfortable there. And this is Ward Schraeder, and he is from Bargain Mansions. It's a TV show you might have heard of. It seems to be fairly popular, and I believe you're in your third season. Is that correct, sir?
We are.
All right.
Third season. Actually, this fall we had what they called 3B. So we did 8 shows the beginning of the year, and then we did 14 more houses. No, we did 6 more houses and 8 more different kinds of shows for the end of the year. So
Okay.
They don't really tell me anything. They just say, okay, it's 3B, and that's all you need to know.
You just say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. Hey, go stand here.
What time do I need to be there?
When are you going to pull me away from my real work and get me on the camera?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that's... So is this kind of just like a, what do you call it, Bob Vila thing, where you just come in for the pretty shots and then you leave and let the real guys do the work, or are you actually doing the work here?
Well, I do come in as the eye candy occasionally, but
Okay.
not too frequently, I have to admit. My daughter is a little bit prettier than I am, thank God. No, actually, we do. Well, you know what? It's kind of like evolution. When we started, we did a ton of the work. And the first season, I think maybe we did 6 houses.
Wow.
And there were some things we could do. And at that time, we were doing really old houses, 100-year-olds. Some of them we bought didn't have windows. The doors were gone. You know, I mean, they were in really, really bad shape.
How do you, you're doing 1-hour episodes?
You know, in the beginning, we did what they broke it into 2 half-hour episodes.
Okay.
They took 6 houses and made it 12 shows. But
how do you get through 6 houses in 12 episodes? I mean, is it time condensed that much?
Oh yeah. There's for every half-hour episode, the estimate was that there's about 30 hours of film, and there's 21 minutes of actual show.
Right?
That's incredible.
It always frustrates us because we put so much work into, I don't know, pick something, the kitchen and the tile work and the finish around that. And then the camera comes on and it goes about this fast through the room and it's done. You know, I mean, it was a little frustrating. We're getting used to the reality of TV, but even in an hour show, we're doing 5,000 plus square foot homes and we're kind of gutting them top to bottom. And in some cases we're rebuilding foundations and stuff like that. And so it's really extensive, and they show all that in 44, 45 minutes. And I assure you, you don't see a lot of the really good stuff. I think they could make a lot more shows out of what we give them.
Well, I'm sure they could, but the problem would be just me and Ron and 2 other guys I know yelling at the TV. So you're looking for maybe a little broader audience.
We do need a little broader audience than that.
And I mean, that's the problem. You start getting into the technical stuff and you start losing people.
Sure.
You know?
Well, there's truth in that. Interestingly enough, about 80%, both my daughters and my social following are women that watch the show, and they're the ones that are, you know, they kind of drag their husband, come watch this. This is what I want to do to the house, kind of thing. And so I mean, they really aren't so interested in the technical. They're interested in the pretty.
Sure.
And Tamara does a great job with that. She does I don't know where she got it. Her degree in school was communications. And so I guess that's a little bit of what she's doing now. But
sure,
I just started the kids working. She learned all this stuff when I was getting started in my business, and they didn't know, or I didn't have enough money to pay anybody to help me.
Yeah, but that's why you have kids.
Well, exactly.
Right?
Well, my parents had 4 just so that we had a monthly rotation that was even.
That's what I did. I had 2 boys and 2 girls. Heavy
There you
lift,
go.
pretty lift. So, they just worked every weekend for me and put up sheetrock. And the whole time I'm thinking, well, these kids aren't learning a thing. All they're doing is complaining.
For sure.
And every single one of them have gotten out of college or school and went on and bought something old and fixed it up. And I'm like, where did you learn how to do that? I didn't think you were even paying attention.
Right.
Yeah.
But learned it by accident.
But I think that's good. You need to get your hands on something. You need to be, working on something. I think you learn a lot more doing that than sitting in front of a TV doing one of these things all day,
Right.
and
I
just
think,
playing electric games,
Well, and that's it. Take the show in a slightly different direction. I mean, we constantly talk about the skilled trades gap right now.
Oh, yeah.
For years, everybody was saying, go to college. And, now we're finding it very difficult to find people that have skills or even are interested in doing it.
Right.
And I don't expect any 18-year-old to wake up in the morning and say, geez, I want to be an electrician or I want to be a plumber or a carpenter. It's something they have to be exposed to younger and develop a passion for. And it's up to the parents to do it. And right now, going to a box store, buying material, and then getting online to find if you got to find a handyman to install it, that's not the right way anymore.
That's interesting that you say that, because I agree 100% that college is entirely overpriced, and the graduates in, pick some number, I don't know what it is, 50, 70% are undereducated in what they want to go out and do. Most of them don't have an idea of what kind of job they're going to get.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And I have 9 grandchildren now, and I'm trying to put them to work in one way or another.
Oh, yeah.
As children. I mean, not 8-year-olds. Don't get me in trouble here.
Sure you can. They can push a broom. Come on, Ward. They can push a broom.
That's right.
They do. They rake leaves. They mow the yard. They do all those kind of things.
Exactly.
But I'm actually trying to. I've got one granddaughter that's 18.
Okay.
And I have tried for the last year to convince her not to go to college. She's
Really?
very mature, very smart, very motivated. And electrician is exactly what I told her to do.
Uh-huh.
She should become an electrician. I'll help her with the business side of it. And literally so here's something to go with Bargain Manson's. A big part of at least what women watch the show for is the father-daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And the analysis is that it's because so many women in the world are divorced, or they don't have a father, or whatever. There's not a male figure kind of in their life.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so they are big followers of our show, because Tamara and I have a natural kind of affiliation to each other, or whatever you'd like to call it.
Sure.
But there's a flow and a vision. There's a flow and a vision to the work, and you can see it when you guys are working together. And I think that's part of it.
And we don't have much conflict. I mean, I just have to pretend and agree with her, and everything's fine.
Well, you've been married 40 some years. You're used to that, right?
Yeah, well, that's my wife. I do that too there.
Sure.
So I'm used to it, maybe.
Right. Yeah. See, your wife trained you for this show. I mean, over 45 years, that's really what's going on.
Yes.
Actually,
you've been groomed for this
48
position.
Yeah, I've been trained for 48 years. We've been married.
Wow.
There you go. See, congratulations, sir.
Yeah, but it's really interesting how many women are writing me and wanting to know how to do something simple as I've been starting this Working with Ward series.
Yep.
On
Yes, I saw that.
Instagram, and we're not very professional at it yet. The filming isn't perfect and so forth, but it's getting better. And the whole reason that started is because I have so many requests for how do I fix a sheetrock crack?
Right.
How do I fix a leak in a faucet? How do I install a new door? Or
Well, I have to admit, I did like the video on the backup sump pump that was mildly edited. Yes, must unplug the pump.
Yeah, well, I'd like to tell you that the girls made me do it that way and get a little wet for the show. But the truth is I forgot to unplug the phone.
No, and I like the fact, like I said, you just mildly edit it and you lived up to it. And I'll be honest, I think I did that at one point in my life.
Yeah.
And Ron's an electrician, and we've all done silly stuff. And it's nice to see that. You don't want to see it so over edited that it comes across like, oh, this is all you have to do. God forbid there'd ever be a problem.
Right.
You know, it's like, oh.
You know, that's what I'm trying to instill a little bit in the young people, even on our crew that are filming. We have a crew about 15 to 20 people every day we film.
Wow. That's a lot of lunch.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's audio guys, it's 2 video cameras, 2 still cameras. So many people I couldn't figure it out in the beginning. But they're all in their 30s, and I started doing things for the show like installing a door, and they'd say, "Gosh, I didn't know it was so easy. You should have a show on that." Okay.
Well, we've done that for years. I mean, typically with the radio shows that we've done, and trying to explain how to hang a door and how it goes out of square so easily. And I agree, but again, it goes back to the production side. So good production on all that it's needed.
Yeah.
Especially now. I mean, with the COVID this year, there's so many people hurting.
Yeah.
They need to do it themselves. So there needs to be a resource for that.
Right.
Well, and not only that, but they have time, and everybody's trying to improve their house. Well, Sam, have you been to one of the box stores? The lumber's all gone. The materials are short supply. Everybody's trying to fix something.
Oh yeah. It's gotten crazy. It's, you know, when the backlog of work is quite intense right now. So.
Well, I know. What are you? Ron is probably backed up close to a year.
6-8 months right now. So.
Okay. And I can't build a house fast enough.
Right.
They're selling before I can enclose them.
They're not even under roof.
Yeah, it's insane.
But you also can't find enough help.
No.
Oh no, the labor shortage is a whole different thing, and I'm a big proponent of that. I sit with one of the boards of the foundations where we do scholarships for kids who are going to stay in the area and get either construction management or trade school. We'll pay for part of it, to try and keep them there and then keep them here. But it's just hard to find anybody willing to go that route versus their business degree or whatever. And I try to explain to them, you're better off learning a trade and getting an associate's degree in business, putting in your 5 to 10 years while you're young, then start your own company, hire, but now fall back on that associate's in business to operate your company, and you'll be good. And hire a whole bunch of young guys, get them through, and let them go in 10 years. Let them go start their own companies. They're not competition.
Exactly why I was trying to talk my 18-year-old granddaughter into this electrical business. In 3 years, we could start our own business. It could be, so I never really finished that. It could be an all-woman electrician business. And how many women do you think are out there that don't like having a man come into their home when they're there by themselves?
Yeah.
About 80% of the women out there.
Right.
And an all-woman electrical company, I think I told her we could own Kansas City in just a few years.
Well, if you want to send her up here, all the training, it's fine. We'll put her up and we'll put her to work tomorrow. It's fine.
You'd love her. She's great. And she'd be a hard worker, as hard as any man.
All right.
That's what we try to instill in the youngins, but it's hard to get them to do this. I mean, that's why one of the reasons we switched from radio more to the podcasting is because it's kind of where it's at now. I mean, you got Pandora and everything else in your car. You don't listen to the radio much anymore. So this way, if they can find us, they'll, I'm sitting around, I'll start watching this.
I listen to podcasts when I drive all the time.
Yeah. I
love listening to it. I prefer to get my news on podcasts. I prefer to, just all of it. Everything I'm interested in. I like podcasts. I like tennis, so I listen to the USTA podcasts, and so much better than plain old radio.
Oh yeah, I know. It's
your daughter always done the show with you?
Yeah. If you'd like, I could give you a short explanation how that happened.
Sure.
Go ahead and
give us a rundown, since that's what we're supposed to be talking about anyway.
Well, why would we do that?
Somebody told us to. I don't know. And it was just females, so we're just trying to be safe here.
Yeah. I think you guys could. I think I could enjoy a Friday night with you guys somewhere. But anyway.
Well, I definitely do it in Kansas City because that's the best barbecue in the country.
Oh yeah,
and right now you got the hottest football team, so I'd be there in a heartbeat.
Yep.
Yeah, we do have a good football team.
Oh yeah.
Well, the show started actually by total accident. My daughter, as I told you, she learned the trades a little bit, what I could teach her and what I did. And so her and her husband bought a 6,000 square foot house in 2007 when foreclosures were high, and it was trashed. It was a beautiful house in a beautiful neighborhood, but the owner that lost it
trashed it.
The doors off the cabinetry, poked holes in the people doors, knocked holes in the sheetrock, left dogs in there for 3 weeks or 2 weeks or whatever, and just trashed it. And so she got it at, what seemed like a bargain.
Yep.
To tally up, but
it wasn't quite the bargain, but it was still good, and she had what she wanted. And she probably couldn't have got a 6,000 square foot house any other way. And while she was doing that, a producer who had been in California for over 10 years and had some successful shows on HGTV was back here helping his parents. He was originally from Kansas. And they were elderly, and he was helping them move around and get situated. And he heard about her, and he contacted her and said, "I'd like to come visit with you." And this is the short version, of course. And she said, "Sure." And she called me. She said, "Dad, hey, they want to come over, and they want to shoot a what they call a sizzle reel with." And I'm like, "Tamara, you don't want to do that. This is a joke. They'll want to charge you $10,000 when it's done, and it won't go anywhere." And she said, "Well, I don't think so, and I'm going to try it." I was like, "Okay." So I was on a business trip. I wasn't living here then, and I drove through town, and I thought, "Well, I know they're doing that. I'm going to go see what's going on." I pulled up, and so I have this little red Corvette. And I pulled up in my red Corvette, and I had my cowboy boots on and my hat and all that jazz. And I get out of it, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, we got to get that into the show, into the sizzle reel. And then you got to come over here, and you got to sit on this old log here with your daughter and just talk for a while." And so I was, okay, I can talk to anybody. And so I'm sure I can talk to my daughter. So we did that. And so when they made the sizzle reel, they had me getting out of the car to Clint Eastwood's old spaghetti westerns,
Sure,
like
I know.
Ugly. So they were playing that good da 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 da, and I open the door, and my boots fly out, and they're focused on my boots, and it was kind of crazy. I thought it was cheesy, but they sent that off, and the network loved it.
Wow.
And they said, we're gonna pay you now. So they didn't pay anything for that. They said that they get 2,400 pitches a year.
Wow.
They take something like 200 of them and tell people, "Okay, we liked your pitch enough that if you send a sizzle reel, we'll at least watch it."
Right.
So they did that. Then they came back 6 months later and said, "We like the sizzle reel, and we're going to give you $15,000 or some number. Maybe it was 10. I don't really remember. And we want you to hire a good cameraman and a good sound guy and do another 7-8 minute feature of kind of what you're going to do in the show." So we got a house and found a house and tore it up. And so we did that and sent it off. And 6 months to a year later, they contacted, says, "Okay, we're going to do a full show as a trial." And so we found an old house and did it. And they made 2 half-hour episodes out of it and showed it. And I was like, "Geez, we got 85,000 viewers, I think is the number." And I'm like, "Oh,
wow.
I don't know. Is that good?" Doesn't sound very good.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's the whole thing with us. Yeah.
But they said, "Yeah, that's great. We did 0 advertising. It just came on, and people have watched it 5 times. So altogether, there was more than 85,000.
Wow.
And so they came back. It's really it took so long in between times that by the time they came back to us, we were like, "Well, this didn't go anywhere. They're not going to contact us again." and then about the time we were ready to give up and move on, they'd contact us and they say, "Okay, we want to make a short series." So I think we made 5 or 6 houses, and that was on the DIY channel then. We did 5 or 6 different houses, and we got like 250,000 viewers. And so that was pretty good. Still no advertising. They didn't show.
Not a lot of promotion and
Right.
Yeah, no promotion at all. It was just organic, I guess is the way they describe it.
I've not seen the Ward Schraeder the T-shirts out there yet, so they're not really promoting it.
Oh, well, that I got to tell you, that'll never work. What it's got to say is ITD across it. And the reason is that when people recognize me, they go, I know you. You're Tamara's dad. They never know Ward Schraeder. So
right.
I got ITD written all over me, but that's the way it happened. And they came back and then there was an opening on HGTV and they moved us over to that. And we went to 2.25 million viewers right away.
Incredible.
That's awesome.
So I think those are good numbers, but according to the rating services, we've been kind of third on HGTV in our third year.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's huge.
So,
That, and just to stumble into it like that, you hear these stories of people they're just pounding the streets trying to get something done, and to have it just like fall
you
in
and
your
I.
lap is incredible. That you weren't actually like out pursuing it; it just happened,
Not at all. It never had a clue. I joke that I spent years and years in New York as a waiter, working in restaurants, trying to get a gig somewhere. But the truth is, I never did any of that.
Right.
So
that's
what it
amazing.
is. I mean, so I think it was really interesting to finish. So they had 2,400 pitches. They take 200 and listen to them. They give out enough money to make 2 or 3 shows to maybe 8 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
And out of all that, then 2 different shows got an actual series that year. And the second year, we were the only one left. The other show was canceled.
Wow.
So kind of won the lottery by accident.
Yeah.
Well, and I think, part of that I think is also, for Rich and I, we just come in here and screw around. We're not trying to hit this thing hard and get after it. We just come in, screw around, have a good time, and talk. And when we were on the radio, I think that was part of our success is that, we weren't trying to please anybody, but have fun with ourselves. And that's probably
we're not
what you guys are
infomercial.
doing. Right.
Right.
And you
we're
guys
not
are doing the same
infomercial. We
thing.
both own companies, but
Right.
we never promoted our companies. It was always about what did you need to know? How did you, what did you need to get fixed? Where were you
Right.
located? And let's turn you on to the best way to get that project done.
Right.
And get it done right.
Right.
It was always about helping people. And,
And when
that was
people
all
see you
we've
having
always
fun, then they're going to watch, I think that's the key to it.
Well, and our show's unscripted, so it is truthfully. They tell us go in there and talk about that doorknob, and Tamara and I will go talk about the doorknob if that's what they want. And we have a very easy time of talking to each other. So I think that comes across as natural, and it should because it is.
Right.
And I mean, I hope I think people like it. I mean, we're getting plenty of viewers, and
You're in
our
your
social
third
media
season.
is growing.
Yeah.
So what is your, do you have a regular time slot then that you on HGTV to catch you?
Well, this fall, it had been Tuesday nights. This fall, it's Monday night at 8:00 on HGTV.
Monday nights.
Time.
I'm sorry, say that again.
8 p.m. Central Time on
Central.
HGTV.
Okay. And is there a website people can go to check you out and get more information on the show and send you emails on how to fix things?
Well, they can send those to Tamara and I. Her Instagram account is @TamaraDay and mine's @Ward Schraeder. So that's pretty easy.
Okay.
And we answer all of those kinds of questions that we can. And we'll do it as long as we can. Tamara's gotten 60, 70, 80,000 followers now, so it's a little harder. I'm just about ready to clear 10,000, so I'm still able to keep up with it.
That's okay. You're in your daughter's shadow, and that's perfect.
It's fine with me. I don't want to be. I really. This is the fun part of this for me.
Is watching her.
At this point in our lives, Tamara and I get to spend a little time together.
Absolutely.
And she has 4 children of her own, so she's a busy gal. Besides this,
Right.
And if we don't do this, it's pretty darn hard to get her apart to just go get a cup of coffee.
Sure.
So at least this way, she's kind of got to be there,
Right.
and we can have a cup of coffee. Now it's kind of hard to talk when we're on the set because once they wire you up in the morning, you're kind of committed, and,
Right.
and they record everything.
They're recording.
Yeah. So I can't.
Ron, that might be why I keep failing at getting the show thing. I don't know. I keep recording.
Well,
Speaking my
I'm
mind.
old enough that I'm politically incorrect about half the time. So
Yeah.
Right there
that's why
with
it
you.
takes 30 hours of filming to produce 21 minutes of show.
It's your fault. That right. It's your fault that
Pretty
happens,
much.
right?
I hear that all the time.
Well, excellent.
is
Again,
funny,
Ward Schraeder, Bargain Mansions. Plus, you go check him out. He's got a new thing he started working with Ward. And if you want to learn how to crack a safe, Ward can help you out there. He's got you all set up on that. So,
That's a fun thing to do.
yeah, we appreciate your time today, sir. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you want to, go check out Niles Design District, nilesdesigndistrict.com. And I want to thank them for helping us out, put this stuff together every week. And with that, I think.
Well, now,
Ward-
do you have any other questions for Ron or I?
Yep.
Send them to
Send
Rich
them
at
to Ward.
mightyhouse.net.
No,
or
send them
Ron
to
at
Ward.
mightyhouse.net. Yeah, or at Ward Schraeder on Instagram.
Yeah, there you go.
I got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
I've actually met some really nice people doing it. Everybody's been really pleasant, and it's been fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me
great.
on.
Oh, no.
No, it's been a blast. Thank you.
We appreciate your
And,
time, and maybe we'll get you back again and promote the next season when that gets started.
Oh, that'd be great. I'd love that.
Okay, excellent.
If you're ever in Kansas City, let me know, and I'll buy you barbecue.
There you
Oh,
go.
hey, Rich.
Now you're talking my
time
language.
to fly to Kansas City.
Oh, I like that. Good idea.
Come on, and we'll let you tour one of the houses when they're finished. You can
Okay.
be in what they call the reveal.
Oh,
Okay.
excellent. All right, there you go. We got a place to go there, Rich.
That sounds like a road trip.
That's it. All right, cool. Well, again,
Thanks,
thanks,
Jim.
Ward. I appreciate your time, and I don't know if you know this, but we always say keep it square and level.
Until next
Until
time.
next week.
Until next week. We'll see you later.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, man. This was very cool.
I enjoyed it. Fun show.
Located on Milwaukee Avenue, the Niles Design District is a home improvement destination for consumers, designers, and contractors. For those looking to renovate a kitchen or a bathroom, expand with a new addition, or enhance their curb appeal, Niles Design District in Niles, Illinois offers everything in one convenient location.
It's your road to a better home.